somebody said here, I was saying, let me just say one more thing about Bridgetown. Sanitation, right? Apparently they're not doing a lot of work out there. They're not doing it. They're not, I don't know. But you're right. They would have been out early washing the streets. Yeah. Somebody said Billy Miller wanted to bring back life to Bridgetown. They're doing everything. I hear they're raising the rents, trying to get the people out of Bridgetown. They're trying to get the businesses to close down. Yeah. But guys, have you seen this article where the president is saying that the youth are not in crisis? Let me just let that sink in. He says the youth are not in crisis. They just need a helping hand. Now, I agree that the youth need a helping hand, but the reason the youth need a helping hand, in my opinion, I work with the youth weekly. Weekly. The reason the youth need a helping hand, I want to submit to you, it's because the youth are in crisis. And I cannot believe, I can't see a Barbadian living in Barbados who would say that the youth are not in crisis. Is that, am I, who's out of touch, the president or the rest of Barbados? Who is out of touch? Why was this comment made? And this was made at a meeting. He was speaking. It seemed like he was overseas. President, the most honorable Jeffrey Bostic, says young people in Barbados are not in crisis. His comments came as he was welcomed at a reception hosted by the Embassy of Barbados in Washington, D.C. Now, I think it is important to note where the president made this comment. The comment was made in Washington, D.C. Our president, it's either the president is either out of touch, or all of the rest of Barbados, we out of touch with what is happening. I don't think the president is around or was around when the nursery, the children were running and screaming in the nursery when gunmen were running through and shooting through the nursery. Did that happen in another country? I don't understand. Well, listen. This same President Bostic himself, in a Barbados Today article in May, he stated, let me see if I can, May 14, 2026. Dave, I'm going to send this article to you. And just see if you could, if you can put this article up. May 14, 2026, because I don't understand what is happening to, why would he make this statement? And you can help me. Let's have the discussion together, because I don't understand what is the motivation. Because in my opinion, and this is just my opinion, let me just give me a moment. I am trying to get this to Dave, because Dave, that's the question. That's the article there. Because as I was saying, in May 14, 2026, the president warned that Barbados was on a slippery slope. The same president who said that are we misunderstanding him? The Barbados was on a slippery slope, and he called for stronger youth engagement to counter rising violence. This same president, Mr. President, if our youth are not in crisis, why are we seeing this repeated concern about gun violence, school violence, anti-gang legislation, youth unemployment crisis? Have you seen how high the youth unemployment rate is? Migration and the growing sense among young people that opportunities lie overseas. I understand that all young people might not be in crisis, which would be unfair to say. But the reality, do you want to, where does he live? Drive-by shootings, gun violence, those have become common topics of public concern. It's either he's out of touch or all of us, we're all out of touch. In Parliament and public officials, they have repeatedly been highlighting the gang activity and violent crime like we've never seen it before like this in Barbados. Does he realize how many of our young people are trying to migrate to search for better opportunities because they can't find those here? The mental health of our young people, look at the educational outcomes. Look at what the World Bank, look at did he see that report? Does he know how many of your young people can't read? I can't believe this. No, I mean, I don't understand. I mean, this has to be, the president can't be living here. And it is for that reason I say that this statement, in my opinion, when I look and I see where the statement was made in Washington, it is my opinion that the president has made a political statement. This statement, in my opinion, is a political statement. And this is why I have said on this show, my opinion, that this president is part of the Barbados Labour Party. And this statement is made on behalf of the Barbados Labour Party government. It's my opinion. You might have a different opinion because he cannot live here. Was he given a speech to read when he goes to Washington? This is what you're to read. This, to me, is a political statement being made by, in my opinion, a political president. A president who, up to now, I don't know whether or not he's a member, or is he still a member of the Barbados Labour Party? Was that statement made overseas to prop up this failing government? His failing government. He was a minister of this failing government. So you travel. Is it true? Could it be, Mr. Bostic, that you are you as the president of this country, you went to give a political speech? I don't know. I'm asking you a question. I can only say what it appears like to me. Because you didn't speak on behalf of the citizens of this country. I don't know which country you are living in. But you know what? You're all showing your colors. You are all showing your colors. We can all see you. The higher you climb, the higher the monkey climb, the more of the tail shown. My opinion, a political president giving a political speech on behalf of his political party is the government, the BLP government. That is what we have in this country. And that's why they don't want us to ask any questions. They don't want us to, no. If the people did not force that other political creature, in my opinion, it's my opinion, that other political creature who is the governor of the central bank, if the people did not force him, he didn't think he needed to say anything. This is what it's a political class. I agree with you, Cami. Because I don't know if he's even ever resigned from the BLP. I could not believe. I saw this. I said, this must be a typo. I tried so hard to find the article. Now he says that the youth need a helping hand. I agree with Mr. Bostic, which is why we're doing the Elevate. We're doing the dinner with Dad. And notice we're focusing on young fathers. I agree with the president that we need, that the youth need a helping hand, but not because they're not in crisis. So what's going on? Please, we're ready to accept calls. I want to hear your thoughts on the apology, what we can learn from that, what has occurred, on the migration issues that we spoke about tonight, even on Elevate, the young people in the, doing the gardening, right? Anything you've heard on the show or any other topic, you can call in at this. A caller right away. Anything you've heard on the show. Good night, caller. You have to turn down your device.
Yeah, I know turn down, Marcia.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Good to hear you.
Yeah, I want to call you everything because I like what you're doing to the young people.
Thank you, sir.
I want you to keep up a good job.
Thank you.
And what you're talking about the youth, about young people. I want you to do me a favor with my district because you helping the young people. I want you to come in my district. Young people, a lot of things happen in Brazil.
Tell me what is happening there, because the president said no. The president says the youth are not in crisis.
A lot of them may go to school. The smoking.
You're saying you're seeing a lot of the young people not going to school in Britain's Hill.
Yeah, in my district, yes. I'm paying corporate.
And they're smoking?
Smoking drugs, gambling, and cockfight.
A cockfight, yep.
I need you to come to help the young people in my district. Come and talk to them. Because I don't want them to go to prison. Young people want help. Right? I don't feed young people in crisis. All they want is help. Want help. That's all I want. I want you to come and help the people in Brazil in my district.
So let
I
me.
don't want to see them. I don't want to see them in prison. I want to see them do the right thing.
Do you try to speak to them?
No, I try to keep up with them because they always have something to say to me and stuff. So I try to keep up with them. I'm going to say that I keep my door shut because I don't want to see nothing to them. I don't want to get involved with what they're doing because it's the third district in my gap. We partners gamble, smoke, play court fight. I can't call the school's name, but the school children that will be doing this thing.
So you're saying that some of the school children, they're not going to school, they are doing cockfighting. And the reason that, do you know that they gamble with the cockfighting?
One gets someone from school too. One gets someone from school in my district.
Yeah. In the cockfighting, I met a young guy and I was speaking with him.
I hear the cockfighting make money. I know that
they're making money, and so if children are not going to school and they're staying home to do cockfighting and smoking drugs, they are in crisis. That's a crisis situation.
I'm surprised to hear that they make money off of that there. I'm surprised.
Yeah. So
I need you to come to talk to the youth in British Hill.
Well, the truth is, if we can get somebody in Britain's Hill, right? If you can get a group of people in Britain's Hill, then we can come and work with the people in Britain's Hill. You see what I'm saying? But so we can bring and elevate in Britain's Hill, but we need to.
A lot of crime going on over here, gun violence, I think so, and the person at a younger age.
Yeah.
So I need you to come to talk to them, to help them, because the other day, my neighbor, Jennifer, Miss Judy Grant was telling me, we need somebody to come talk to the youth because they need to do keep football for the youth to keep them out of trouble.
But right on your gap, because I know where you are, isn't Kirk Humphrey's office there? Why don't you go and speak with him?
Me go speak to Kirk. Kirk pass me every day here at 2:30. I don't see nothing to me. Up to the
so he doesn't see the children not going to school, smoking drugs and doing cockfighting.
I don't think he know about it, but the people in that people out there know a lot what it's do because a lady come out here and tell me what's happening out there yesterday. And she told me she talked to the owner for the house. To stop the people forgetting when the days come. Even for the morning, the guy he's for the 6 o'clock. He get for the morning, he get up at 6 o'clock if we go to school.
Yeah. It is really sad.
I do not feed young people in crisis. All they want is help.
Well, the thing is, what they need help because they're in crisis. The young people who are smoking.
Young people need to talk to young people.
Yes, but what I'm saying to you, sir, listen. What I'm saying to you is this, right? Smoking drugs, cockfighting, not going to school. That's a crisis, sir. And that's why you close your door. That's why, because you say it's a crisis, it's not that you're not going to help them. But it's because they're in crisis, you then want to help them.
You know, cockfight is a charge too. They could get charged for that. They also too.
Yeah, they could, but because they feel that they're making money, so they've stopped going to school because they're trying to make money.
Because this is something I want to talk to you about everything.
Yeah. So what I'm saying to you is this, right? Because we are not going to, the Elevate in the different communities are working. The two that we have launched, it's because we found either a church in the community that's working already in the community. So if you could gather people in the community, sir, and then invite us to come, that because it's a community thing. It's not This is not like how these politicians do this thing. It's the community that work together.
So what you know the gentleman was on your show before. Hello?
Yes, I'm hearing you.
Yeah, you know the gentleman on your show before who talked to young people that live in the street.
Yes.
You can at least get him to come and bring him.
Yes.
Into the spirit.
Yeah. Well, we'll talk off air to see what we can do. We can work with for me, I think it is more effective to work with the community.
Okay, so I don't want to call the school at this good right?
So they're doing the cockfighting in their uniform?
No, when it come off at school.
Okay.
School finish, no school getting let out for holidays now. They can be out there every day.
Right, because there are 13 schools that are closed early. Well, thank you so much. Thank you so much, caller, for calling.
Okay, then, thanks.
Yes, God bless.
Yeah, have a good night.
Good night. Now just let's let's define what is crisis. What is crisis? What is a crisis? A crisis is I'm reading a definition here: intense difficulty, danger, instability, or uncertainty that requires urgent attention or action. Does that describe what's happening to our young people? Intense difficulty, a time of intense difficulty, danger, instability, or uncertainty that requires urgent attention or action. I think we have a caller. Let me go to the caller. Good night, caller.
Good night, Marcia. It's good to speak with you again tonight.
Yes, it's a pleasure.
And to share my thoughts with other members of the loyal opposition. Now, for quite some time, we have been lamenting and being heartbroken at what is happening to our nation and to the citizens of Barbados, particularly the young people. And I think that part of the solution, or what I would like to recommend as part of the solution, is very important. I would ask you this question first.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think we have, as a nation, do you think we have a national vision and a national philosophy of life? There's a reason why I'm asking that question.
No, I don't think so. I don't think so. And I think that is part of it. Part of why we are in a crisis.
Right. Because so then you would agree with me that a national vision and a national philosophy is very significant to national development.
Correct. Yes.
Right. Because in my estimation, I think that both a national vision and a national philosophy of life would play the role or fulfill the role of a compass. You know what a compass is? To give direction. And a sonar. A sonar is a ship would use a sonar, or a submarine would use a sonar to sound the depth of the ocean, right? And I think that a national philosophy and a national vision would equip us as a nation, as a people, to navigate the difficulties of life. Because without a vision and without a philosophy, we will have serious difficulties knowing and understanding the meaning and purpose of life. And as human beings, we all need to have a purpose in life.
Mm-hmm.
We all need to understand and be able to pursue the meaning and purpose of life. And that is what is lacking severely in Barbados. And
Yes.
that is the main reason why the young people are going astray and why Barbados is in such a situation. So, and we're talking now about education reform and changing the 11 plus examination and so on and so forth. I am recommending that as a way of solving the crisis that we are in, that part of educational reform would be the introduction of philosophy into the educational system from primary to secondary school. And I would like an emphasis on African moral philosophy, because we are an African descended people, and we had a way of training our young people and teaching them social responsibility, which is severely lacking in Western culture and Western civilization. So I am saying, because of that absence, because of that lack, all aspects of life in Barbados are in a state of confusion.
Yeah.
And we are seeing personal and national devolution. In other words, Barbados is devolving. Certainly, it is not the kind of Barbados that I grew up in, because when I was a little boy and in my teen years, the older people in the community, for the older people in the community, character and integrity were significant benchmarks. They were poor and uneducated, but let me tell you, the emphasis was on good character. And that is lacking in Barbados today. It is about economy.
Yeah, but caller, if I might just say, Pedro Jemet has put up a very thought-provoking comment here, and he says national development and global development. No. There's a comment before. Just give me a second. Here, Pedro Jemet. His comment. I want to read it the exact way that I missed it. What he was saying is that we've long given up national development for globalization.
Yeah.
National development and global development will not work. The people fell for globalization because we don't even feel like we are we are a people. We're what does it really mean to be Barbadian? Do we, so with that feeling, that desire for national development, even our leaders, they are talking about creating this cosmopolitan society. So they have gone past, what being Barbadian. So what are your thoughts about that?
Yeah, that is exactly what is happening, you see, because nowadays, politics and being a leader is about global reputation.
Right.
Our prime minister should be focusing first and foremost on national development, on people development, because that is what we elected, or that is why she was elected, I would hope, to focus on the development of the nation. Because this idea or this foolishness about global citizen and global this and global is nonsense. That is nonsense. You first, in fact, the old people will say charity begins at home.
Yeah.
Charity begins at home.
Well, how do we get back there? Because right now, the what is being presented to us, it's where we look to outside for validation. Electronic crazy, Miss Electronic said, why does Western culture have to be the measuring stick for what Barbados does or don't do? And what we're seeing is that is how leadership is being developed. And that's how that's just how leadership is being played out, where it is all about what's happening, what others are doing. And then that's the the playbook for Barbados is what is happening in the world.
Yes, because we in Barbados have a crisis of leadership, right? We have a crisis of leadership, and that is why we are in the mess. And the only way we are going to get out of this mess that we are in is for us to have real leadership, leadership that puts the interests of citizens first.
Mhm.
In fact, we would say we need leaders that would pay attention to the humanity and personhood of people. Not the CSME, because I see the CSME as capitalist, systematic manipulation and exploitation. We need to focus not on an economy, but on people development.
Yeah.
And until we can come to that realization, we are going to continue to develop. And this thing about, in fact, I have quite a bit more to say, but I won't hold up the show. But that citizenship bill and the anti-defection bill, those will take another thing. But finally, when a civilization forgets its soul, it begins to rot from the inside out. And I think that in Barbados, we have lost our soul. And that is why we are seeing the kind of rot.
Explain for me, when you say lose, we want to break it down so that the people, when you say that we have lost our soul, what do you mean?
Plain and simple. We don't know ourselves any longer. We are running helter-skelter behind every kind of ism, everything outside of self, outside of Barbados. And there was a time when Barbados, that I was referring to, there was a time when the elders in the community were in charge, and they would make sure that the young people understand that this is Barbados and that they have to be decent citizens and that they have to make a contribution to themselves and to the nation. That builds personality, national self-image. We have lost all of that, and we are running helter-skelter behind global citizen, behind world-class citizen, and all kind of foolishness. I hope you understand what I'm saying.
No, I do understand. And I mean, it is a very serious matter. It's a very, very serious matter. And, it's something that, you and I, we've always had these conversations. And until we can get back to ourselves, we can find back our soul, the essence of who we are, then as Barbadians, I've often said, I know that others want to call, but I just say this as we close this call, because it's been very interesting, Nigel, what you're sharing. I've often said I cannot understand why Barbadians can't see the urgency regarding culture in this country.
Yes.
Urgency. There is an urgency. And I will always say it. I'm going to say it because I feel it inside. There's an urgency that we're about to lose what makes us Barbadian. It is clear. It is so obvious.
But we have lost it already,
But why isn't there an urgency about that? Why isn't it's like people don't care? That's the impression I get. It's like we don't care.
Well, you see, leadership is important. And for me, the office of Prime Minister is very significant, because the Prime Minister, as head of government, he or she sets the tone for national development and national self-respect and so on and so forth. So if the prime minister and the president, if they are not of that, if they don't have that kind of vision and that kind of understanding and the significance of their role as leaders, then what do we have?
Yeah. You know, I agree with you to some extent. I believe though, that the citizens, there's a part for us to play. All right. So I agree with you that the tone that they're setting, they're really not focused on Barbados and being Barbadian. They're not. I mean, they just launched something about they having a pajama party. That is so from another country, you know. And that's those are people holding the highest office in this country, and they're at a pajama party. You know, it's so ridiculous. You know, huh?
They're having a what?
To launch Bimpe, they had a pajama party. That's something that they took from somewhere else. You know, and these are people, they're at the highest levels, the levels of leadership in our country. But I still believe that as citizens, that we need to continue to speak out, continue to take charge of our communities. It is the 60th anniversary. 60th year of independence. There's not much about it. There's not much about it. But so if the government is not making much ado about it, what about the communities? You live in a community. I live in a community. What about that? What about us working together in our communities and creating our 60th? We don't feel like we're creating 60th of nothing. You understand?
Barbados is under a spell. Barbados is under
well, we need to come from underneath it. And I'm saying that, I'm saying, Nigel, I agree with you. I'm just taking a little further. And I'm saying there must be something inside of us that makes us want to fight for this country.
Yes, yes.
And that's what I'm tapping into and saying, no, something inside.
You know, Marcia, one way of us doing that is for us to recognize that the time has come for us to limit the power of government. Government is too intrusive and too disruptive in the lives of people and in the life of this nation. And in the absence of a truly Republican constitution, I would like us to get together as a nation and reject the constitution that they are about to impose on us, and for us to frame our own constitution as a nation and include in it limiting the power of the government. And finally, I think that when a prime minister is elected, that prime minister, whoever he or she may be, should resign as leader of the particular political party and become the prime minister of Barbados. We need also to limit the power of political parties. They are too dominant. And we, the citizens of Barbados, need to take back control of our country away from the politician.
Right. And I agree with that, you know, and I agree with that. I now want us to think of the whole and what you're saying. And you don't have to answer the whole because, you know, everybody, you're here to cast vision, right? And then there are those who might be listening and might say, Marcia, okay, this is the whole. But I believe that what we all has here, we are giving the government too much power. You understand? And the way the practical way that we take it back, start to take back our community, take back your street. You understand?
Yes.
And do something.
Yeah.
But thank you so much, caller.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Yes. Sorry, there's an emptiness in many of us. We are not accustomed to thinking outside the box and challenging the status quo. My God. My God, reading. I don't understand the last part of it, but I want us to really move past just. I think a lot of what Nigel is saying is it's what we need to do. Not a lot. It is what we need to do. We've got to bring that now in a practical sense, right? Of how it is, and to find that Bajanness inside of us to fight for our country, or else it's just talk. A caller, welcome.
Hi, good night, Marcia.
Yes, good night. Good night. Let's see if we can hear you better tonight. Go right ahead, sir.
I agree with Nigel 128%. I would carry a little further. We need to put our trust in God. Yes, philosophy is good to know, to have a complete philosophy of life, how you see life. But it takes me back to the speech by the late Walter Barrow, the mirror image speech. And I think that a lot of people need to somehow get a hold of that speech and really, really listen to it. Because I think that that speech will be more relevant, even so today in today's climate.
But caller, let me stop. Let me ask you something there. I hope you don't lose your train of thought, because I really want us to. I love the mirror image speech, and I agree with you that we need to go back to that. How is that going to help us right now? Tell me, explain.
Because for me, the speech itself will cause people to look within yourself. Where do you see yourself? How would you like to see your children's children in their future? Where would you like to see themselves? And a lot of them don't look at that anymore. They don't look at that anymore. We seem to have lost ourselves. We've become too caught up and too inculcated with other realities that are not really realities from the outside. So for me, we have stopped thinking. They're just that people in general, I would say, don't really think. We allow other people to think for us. Okay? Right now, you know what President Bostic would have said that young people are not in crisis. I totally disagree with that statement.
Before you go there, though, caller, let's stay right here. And for some reason, the call is getting muffled now. I don't know what is different. It's getting a bit muffled right now. But let me ask you something. How do we get? I agree with you about the mirror image speech, because that I mean, I read that and I get, I read a speech, you get very emotional about it, etc., and it causes you to do an introspection of self. But how do we get that in a practical sense, that speech in a practical sense, out to all of Barbados, so that they can do that introspection that powerful speech does for you and I when we read it? Help me.
Well, I think that we can get it out there by, getting from audios then and getting it into the schools. How many of them in the schools know about that? How many are taught about that from primary school to secondary school level? I would go even as far as even the colleges and the universities. Sorry. How many of them really know about that? If you have a question, half of them, you Marcia, and your people, or even I, half of them won't even know what we're talking about. So I think that's where the problem actually lies. They're not really being taught how to see yourself, how to be a leader, how to be a father.
So hold a minute, caller. So, caller, we are at this junction here. It is now, this is June 17, 2026. You were born in this country, right?
Yes, Marcia.
You were born in this country. And you live, I don't want to say it's where you live, right? But you've always lived in Barbados. My
Yes.
question to us, I want us to really, if we think that Barbados is in a crisis, we don't agree with the president. We think the youth are in a crisis. I'm not saying every youth is in crisis, but we're talking about the Barbadian as a whole. Okay,
Mhm.
what can you
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
what can you do? What can you do?
What can I do? Well, we can get out there, myself and others, as I've said before, have a chat with them. Listen to the people. Listen to the young people. I don't think we listen enough to them. We talk down. We need to stop talking down to people and talk with people, in my view. That's my personal view. I say if we talk more with the young people, I talk about the ones in the high-end places. I talk about the ones that really matter, the ones that I always say they use the terminology that fall between the cracks. Okay? We need to talk with them. And if we can be genuine, when we talk with them, and they see that genuinity coming from within us, I think we have a chance, a fighting chance to pull back. If we can't pull back on, we can pull back a good majority of them and try to get them. But it starts with us. So it's like to have all these big little pretty talkings, from the MP, from all of them talking. But if you don't go out there and actually talk with the young people, we are going to continuously lose them, and even some that are older than them, because it has to start with us. And if we are not willing to change ourselves inwardly, how can we as a people be affected outwardly? It has to be an internal change.
Internal change.
Right?
Well, caller,
Internal change.
you're so correct. You're so correct. Well, thank you so much for calling. I think this has
Yes.
been very helpful. Thank you very much.
Yeah, have a good night.
Yes, good night. Yes, yes. And that is the kind of that's where we need to be. VI, I don't know if you know, but I did play your video, your call tonight, and I think so it was so powerful. When I listened to it, it brought, tears came to my eyes, because that's how I feel about it, and that's what keeps me going. And I'm not doing this for fun, and because I just had nothing else to do this evening after walking in town the whole day, for the dinner, and then just come and shower and sit here. I'm not here for fun. I am serious to do it in my corner. Obviously, I alone can't do it, as you know, and we do it together as a community. But I think we really need to. We have to decide we're going to get serious about it. We have another caller on the line. Good night, caller.
Good night, Marcia. Good night, Dave. Good night, Loyal Opposition Barbados.
Good night. Good night. Good night. Dumpling from the diaspora.
Yes.
I'm teasing you with that, but no, this dumpling shape out and thing. So go ahead, dumpling.
I'm calling because as I listen to the other callers, there's some things that you missed, I think, in reference to the young man who asked the question to the governor. And what I saw was that's somebody's son. That's someone's son who's an intern. And what they did to him was when the Dr. Allen talks about the wagon, getting in the wagon.
Yeah.
You see, he's an intern. They immediately tried to cut him down, because you see the other reporters just sitting there grinning and saying nothing. It should that's very shameful. He's a young person.
So let's pause there. Let's pause there, Michelle. Because we won't break it down tonight. So you are going a little deeper with this, and you're saying this is somebody's child, okay?
Yes.
And he went to school to be a journalist. He's now he's interning, and he has asked a very, very important question. And
exactly.
So you're saying that all those others who are on the wagon,
On the wagon, yes.
They
The
thought
doctor
that
said on the wagon.
they thought it. They decided to laugh at him.
Exactly.
And
So
okay, go ahead.
he's green. He's green. He knows nothing about the wagon. He knows nothing about the wagon. So this is where we lose them, because I hear that there are brilliant people at the university, brilliant people coming out from community college, but then there is a crack somewhere between the time they leave the university, because they're asking the right questions, and by the time they get in the workplace. What that attempt was to put him in the wagon with the other ones that were sitting next to him. He doesn't know anything about this. He just thinks like, yo, this is my career. I'm out here and I'm just going to get up and I'm going to speak. And that's what they did to him. And that's where the crack must happen. That's where you must separate from that. And every time you see them do that, that's how you're going to break it. You're going to have the children to believe that when they ask a question, it is important. When they ask it, what he should have done was entertain him, because he said, I'm an intern. So he should have entertained him. But he didn't. He did not. He chose to try to break him right then and there. And I don't know what the other reporters said to him after the fact at the cooler. You know, once it was over, did they laugh at him? Did they say, oh, you know, not to ask any questions? Because that's how it happens. That's how you get the next one in the wagon.
So this is very interesting perspective. So you're saying this is how you say, don't ask the question, those kinds of questions, because you wanna get in this wagon here, right? And
Exactly.
and so okay, and so oh wow, very interesting. Because Pedro is saying something here. I mean, we did not hear a statement from his employer. We did not hear a statement coming from the media fraternity.
Exactly. They're in the wagon already.
Because they're in the wagon. So this was okay. So this is a sign, you know, to say, well, listen, guys, come back over here.
It starts. Because they're asking the right questions. The students are asking the right questions in the university. Students are asking about the election. They're asking, but then from the time they graduate or the time they leave school and the time they out in the, something happens. No one goes to the university to come out and do wrong by the people. Because when you go to university, you go to law school, you got to write.
You are, Michelle, we're losing your audio a little bit. Is it me or is everybody hearing? I've been having bad hearing. I wonder if it's me. Can you hear Michelle? Continue.
Yes. So, you know, this is where it happens. Somewhere along the line, no one goes to the university to say that you're not going to do right by the people. You write a statement why you want to be a lawyer, why you want to be a doctor. You want to do right by, you know, society. But somewhere along the line, something happens. Something happens, and they end up being a Mr. Greenwich. They end up being the governor, how he spoke to the gentleman, because he does not believe in what's going on. He has his own set of rules of how they do business, but that's not how you leave the university. You never leave the university with that attitude. That's not how it happens. Somewhere along the line is broken, and that's where you have to fix. That's where. So standing up for the reporter, the intern, is where it starts.
Yeah. So this is, so you're saying it's a breaking, that was to break him.
Exactly. You don't ask no questions. Who are you?
Who are you? Because I thought about that. I was thinking this evening while I was getting dressed, I thought, if this young man was older, if this was a senior reporter, right?
The senior reporter wouldn't have asked. He would have already known. That's why the other ones just sat there. They didn't even pile on. They didn't even back him up. They just sat there and grimaced and laughed. If you look at the video, look at them right next to him.
You know, can you imagine that young man's ego, though? Can you imagine how he felt?
Marcia, that's what happens. You're new on the job. And then you have the older people kind of break your spirit. We could come in here for, the older people are already ruined, but you're new to the job and you're trying to get in. That makes you don't want to get up and go. That makes you don't want to follow your dream. That's the problem, Dave.
I think I'm gonna write a post about the young man. I'm gonna focus on the young man. I got his name, and if you could, I'm giving you work on
That's what I was focused on, because I'm concerned that that might have broken him. That might have
Yes.
made him not want to participate anymore. That might make him like, you know what? I'm not even going to ask the next question. I don't even want to go on my next intern. That might have broke him. That's the problem right there.
Yeah, right there. That's him there in the red shirt. Look how the others are looking at him. Oh my God, Michelle, you're right. Look at the others. Whoa. Guys, look at this picture. Look at the lady in the blue. Look at them. They're like,
They
what
know
are
not
you
to ask.
doing?
They know not to ask. The gentleman in the white, the big guy in the white, he's always in the prime minister's office. So I guess he won't ask a hard question because he does not want to lose his pass to get into the prime minister's office. So he's whenever I see him, he's always grinning and smirking in front of the prime minister. He
Yes.
never asks hard questions.
Yes. Yeah. Wow. Folks, this is a serious look at how they're looking at him like, what are you doing? Look at the guy in the white like, oh Lord. They're frightened
So
for
when you
him.
ask how to fix this, that's where it starts right there. He is already has the schools are doing it. The schools are helping you get the next disruptor, the next person out. But there is something broken that breaks them, and then they end up on the other side. And they're not even helping the people. They can't even help themselves.
Can we get I want to get this screenshot here because this is very telling. Michelle, this is deep. Somebody
That
says
was my
it here.
only concern.
Somebody says, what's your name? Kunta Kente. And they take out the whip. That's it there.
That was my only concern. Did that break him? What did I do to him? For him, he's an intern. What did I just do to him? That's the problem with the Barbadian children. They're broken. They're broken before they even can get out. You always got to be in someone's wagon to move on.
This is very deep. I could tell. I look at the guy in white and I look at that lady with the locks in the back there, and I could feel. And look at the girl who's sitting beside him. She's watching the reaction of the governor.
Exactly.
Look at the girl with the one who's sitting right beside him.
But I don't know how much the young man looked up, because that's another thing. You should have looked the governor dead in his face.
Yes.
That's the problem right there. He has to look away because, like, what just happens to him, he's got to, in your mind, you got to try to fix that so you can move to the next step. You got to, and then when you see it, you continue to watch the video, you can see a little grimace come from him. But that hurt. That hurt that young man. And they care about young people. They don't care about nobody. They care about themselves. That's it. So him coming out, giving an apology, that was for himself. That was not for the young man.
I got one of our young persons got his name for me. And so my plan was, I'm putting together something about him. Right? Because there's no shame here. Michelle, I have 3 sons.
There's absolutely no shame here. He needs to hold his chin up and do it again.
Hold your chin up, boy, and do it again. I love that. I'm going to write that down. That going in my post.
Don't let those ones sit there. Don't feel like you need to be part of that circus that's going on. Ask the questions. If he's going to come out nasty like this, ask it again. Yeah. That was very hurtful. I always look at the children. Very, very hurtful.
I agree.
I don't care about the governor. He's a grown man. He has his life already. You have to look at the ones that's coming up. He said immediately, I'm an intern. They should have handled him with kid gloves.
Yeah. The way he, and and there's some of these here, they feel that they are the only ones that have the right to ask a question. I have dealt with some of these sitting here. And they don't want anybody else.
They have been given this sort of boundaries or no boundaries. Today, Barbados gave them some boundaries. You will not do that again. You will not do that. We ask a question, we need an answer. So that's the problem. You need to close these boundaries between government, between the politicians, and between the citizens. We hire you. You don't hire us.
Yeah, this is you're speaking like a mommy, a mother, and that's how we need to look after our young people, because I thought about it tonight and I said, you know, if he was seasoned, would they have said that? But
No,
but the seasoned people would never ask. They would never ask.
They would never ask. Yes, they would never ask. He doesn't know anything about this kind of culture, and look what he got.
Yeah. And listen, folks, us analyzing this, don't get it. I'm not saying, you know what, the governor apologized. We've gone past that. Please understand that. We are doing a deeper analysis here. We've gone past
Right.
that.
We've gone past the apology, but then you have the psychological damage that you may have done to
The
this
psychological
young man.
damage. And not just to the young men, but to the others. You see, you remember Animal Farm? Yes, so they punish certain animals, and then the rest of them, no, don't do it, don't do this, because you will be made. This is like lynching, you know.
You'd be made an example of.
Yes, you would be.
That's to rein him in. He's new, so they're gonna rein him in.
Yes, you know, as Adrian is saying, that he has had, the guy in the white shirt, he has had his trouble because he started out very strong, the guy in the white shirt, and, you know, asking the deep questions until he's had to stop.
Exactly. I've seen him in the prime minister's office, and I see the questions are just nonsense. Just nonsense.
But I don't think he started out. I don't, Michelle, in all fairness, I'm sorry, I'm talking over you. Finish what you're saying, please.
No, the smiling, you're there to do business. This here, like, this is business. You're here for the people. So you come report to the people what is going on. You made it to the prime minister's office. Come report to us what's going on. Be serious about it.
Yeah. Yeah, some of them, they're at somebody right there, bootlickers. I've seen these in action before. I told you, Michelle, I was at a leader of the opposition had a press conference, and I was asking a serious, deep question to the DLP. They didn't give me a question. I wanted to ask them how they were planning to do, like, a serious question. And, you know, one of these here, they just started, you know, turning the seat like, come on, we're ready to go now. This needs to be finished now. And sometimes this guy in the white, he behaved like he's the only one to ask a question. And they start to, and one of them turned on their phone and played a video.
Well, here's the thing. Then you know what kind of culture that it is in the newsroom. You are sent to get a story. What did you bring back? What did you bring back? So there's a culture there. I just hope wish the young man well. I hope that this did not deter him from speaking out, did not deter him from doing what he, I guess, assuming what he loves to do, because this is what he set out to do. Yeah. What he set out to do. And for everybody to take heed to this here, right here, and pay attention. And when your children is in this situation, speak up. Say something. Open your mouth. Because me, I probably would have been down there.
I'm telling you,
who do you think you're talking to?
Listen, I was here saying, you better not be my son. That better not be my son.
No, then what happens? The parents have to now come home and deal with that. He has to come home and tell the whole nation saw this whole thing. And you now have to lift him up, lift his chin up, tell him to stand up, because someone outside, you've done everything that you're supposed to do. You put him through school. He's kind. You did everything you're supposed to do. He's on his way, and now you got to lift him up some more because someone tried to break him down.
And look at it, it's a young man. You know how many of them were killed this year? And he's
finished. This is what they want. Every young man is doing the wrong thing, and you got one out here, and this is what they do to him. It was absolutely disgusting.
Public humiliation. Wow, Michelle, that was excellent. We're going to talk off air. Thank you.
right.
There we had. Let me try. We missed a couple calls while you were on.
All right. Good night. Good night.
Yes.
Good
Good
night.
night. Yeah. Good night. I'm gonna keep it right there, Dave. Keep it there. I'm getting inspiration. Just put it there. To his parents, and we want anybody related to this guy. I want you to reach out to him, let him know. Anybody can let him know. As Michelle said, hold your chin up and go do it again. And somebody wrote, you will make a good journalist one day. Don't hold back. That's it. That's it. We want to encourage that. That is the fighting spirit that we want to encourage in our young people. Do you understand? Don't give up. Don't give up. That man was wrong. You were right, is what we want to say to them. Don't give up. This is powerful, y'all. This is our future. This is a future. This is our future. And young man, you won. You won. You won. You were right.
Good night.
Good night. Good night, caller. Good night. You're our last
Good
caller
night.
for the night. Anybody else, you will
Yeah.
have to call back another time. Go ahead, caller.
Okay. Good night. I want to speak on the whole topic of the youth and his experience.
Yes, sir.
This is something that happens in Barbados from school days. In Barbados, you're not supposed to be brilliant. If you're brilliant and not one of the few people who are the who is who in Barbados, you are chastised. This youth was chastised for being brilliant. Mr. Allen speaks of these things on an everyday basis, but I can speak on it now. What happens is you look into the picture that you are seeing on the thing, and you will see who are the who. People are prepared and given access to university degrees and all sorts of things because there are what, there, who, and when, and what the people need. They need people that is gonna do what they say what they do, rather than educate people. Barbados is not ready for educated people. Most of the people that you see right now, Mr. Oinawa spoke of it. Most of the people you see here now are the people who are not really ready. They don't possess anything. All they do is dress up. Look at the image, the dress image that's there. And you'll see who is who. This is what's going on. This is what you are getting, why everybody is calling to change the 11 plus exam. This is why they had a pajama party. These are the things of these people, not brilliance nor education. These are what you call showpieces. A showpiece doesn't do anything. It just dresses and be ready for show up. Look and see where the country is going. Everything was given away. Everybody is fighting a war against one another. We are at a state where we are getting rid of the intelligent people, pushing them in a corner, and bringing people who don't want to work and who's going to just do what people say. They don't want to question, to ask nothing serious. Where all the important things that was of Barbados and Barbados has gone. Nobody want to question these things. That's why Mr. Allen and Mr. Alpha said they don't want to be nobody yard foul. We have a collection of yard fouls. Just check the screen picture there, and you can see the fouls. They don't even want to look like nobody that is of Barbadians. They go to everything and they just do and say what people want them to say. Everybody is questioning this. If you go on Brass Stacks, you will hear the same thing. If you don't care where you go in Barbados, you are getting the same output for what you want. You're not getting anybody questioning or seriously asking any questions about what's really going on in Barbados. How could everything be going on so right and so many people complaining? They say they win the elections 3 times in 1911. Anybody ever stop to ask what is 30% of the people of Barbados? I remember a time when the Democratic Labour Party won the election and it was about almost 80%. And they only got 27 out of 30. But now you're getting 30 out of 30. With 30% of the vote. Nobody in the listener wake up and understand what's going on. They say we have so many mathematicians. We have problems in the country and no lawyer. Rather than a lawyer come and state carefully what is going on in Barbados, they're fighting Mr. Clark for a Mackenzie friend. And they know it's true. Why can't somebody come and stand on top of the constitutions and these things that's going on? We are going backwards or are we going forward?
Yeah. Thank you so much, caller. Thank you. Always.
I think it's time that we wake up.
Yes,
and
yes.
Don't want to wait until we get to a serious stage in life to wake up.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you so much. Thank you for calling. That's our last caller. I know we didn't get to everybody tonight because I stayed long with callers, and I think sometimes that's a better option depending on how it's going. We didn't have our young people tonight, but it was good that we had this conversation. And what's his name? Ramon messaged me. He just told me the plants are delivered. We got them out there working. We got Ramon working. So he said palm trees delivered. He told me. So thank you, Raman. They're doing a great work. And thanks to everybody. I didn't even get to tell you all that has happened. We will do that. I guess we will do that on Friday night. But what a powerful session we had tonight. What a powerful session. It's an honor to serve you guys. As I said, I came on here really tired and dropped my hot chocolate and said, you know what, we're going to get some energy here. But you gave me energy. And I thank you very much. I thank you for all. We do this together. We do this together. Thank you so much.